Let's break down some defects, part 5. So the next letter is R.
This is about Vacterl, the R renal, aka kidney issues. Go watch Moira's video, she explains it as well as shares her story and asks others to share theirs. I've always had a reflux. It's annoyed countless doctors that act like I can help it when they go to see something with an ultrasound and tell me to empty, and I literally cannot. I empty the best I can, which is never fully empty, and I've had many doctors and nurses act like it's my fault, no matter how hard I try. I grew up going to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, having this thing where they'd stick a catheter up my urethra and fill up my bladder and then ask me to empty, being watched the whole time, and I am a very anxious and neurodivergent person, and that wasn't found out until my 30s. And I've always had to push to pee. I have to actually bite down on my hand and push. I had that stupid traumatizing test over and over and over again, and they never told me shit. I just cried every single time. There was holding and can't go, and it was a nightmare, because I've always had trouble going, and last time I had it, until a few years ago, I had pubic hair. It was beginning first puberty. Yes, I said first. Hi, I'm a trans man. Currently in second puberty. Anyway, and that was traumatizing, having a male doctor fondle me down there, not in an inappropriate way, since he was just trying to insert a catheter for medical reasons, but traumatizing nonetheless. And I had no idea about gender dysphoria that I was experiencing at the time as well. Because, trans didn't really exist in my vocabulary at the time, at least not trans men, and all religion shit. That was the last time I had the test until a few years ago. My mom quit taking me there after I just got more and more upset and it wasn't accomplishing anything. And we just decided to stop torturing me, as we both put it, because that's all it was doing. It was sheer torture for no reason. A few years ago I decided to brave it, which I shouldn't have bothered, because, I've always had to push to pee. I know that's not normal, etc. I should really see a doctor. I'm sorry if I sound so bitter, and I saw a urologist at Penn, which is kind of connected to Children's Hospital, but for adults. They gave me those catheters I could insert myself. I did it once myself, and got a horrible UTI, worse than ever before. And I've had plenty of UTIs growing up, but at this point I finally learned of cranberry pills, which are a miracle, and I take them every day. However, I was already taking cranberry pills every day at this point, and they didn't help this at all. It was so bad, or maybe this was what made me take the cranberry pills, actually. Yeah, it was so bad I couldn't hold anything. I don't have perfect control with my bladder, but I have some control with my bladder, and nothing was staying in at all. And it hurt so bad, and I couldn't get the damn doctor to understand, no, I can't provide a urine sample because nothing is staying in. I was leaking nonstop, and it hurt so god-awful bad. But without a urine sample that I couldn't give, I couldn't get any antibiotics. I just had to wait like a week or more in that hell before I was able to provide a urine sample and get an antibiotic. And also that experience, even though I've never had perfect control, makes me grateful for the control I do normally have. Even if it ain't perfect. It's a lot better than nothing at all, which was what was happening then. I have to pay a lot of money for a bunch of catheters now that I can't use because I'm never touching those things ever again, unless I'm forced to. I do leak, not too bad. A pad is enough. This is in general, when I don't have a UTI, which I hate, but I can't use incontinence underwear because I can't use the men's, because trans, and I refuse to wear women's underwear. And it's reminding me lately, for that 3 months on 3 pumps of T-gel, I had no period, but turns out my T levels went to high, so now I'm back at 2. Went too high, and now I'm spotting and having light periods again, almost a year on T. I'm over 11 months, it'll be 1 year, February 2nd. And while I have to wear a pad for my bladder issues anyway, it's just ugh. And before anyone says anything, I also have hemangioma on my right leg from my knee to my right sides of my privates. Can I say labia on TikTok? So even if I wanted it, bottom surgery is out of the question for me, and I can't use a packer because see things I've already said. And yes, this is all connected for me. Thanks to Vacterl groups and people online with the same issues I learned as an adult I have a neurogenic bladder. I have no idea if I missed the memo as a kid, or if they'd just never told us or figured it out. And I don't have all the feeling I should. I often don't know I have to go until I'm about to piss myself. I hate to do this for some reason, but what I'm about to say is also my life, and my voice in life matters as much as the next person's. Take the fact I have a colostomy and all my stomach issues from the A in Vacterl that I mentioned a few videos ago, on the A in Vacterl video. Now take my bladder issues I mentioned here. Now add the fact I'm a trans man and I am just beginning to pass enough, though top surgery is scheduled for next month, to use the men's bathroom. In the past couple of months, men's restrooms have urinals. I can't use a urinal. I need a stall, which men's rooms have less of. And women will often use a men's restroom. It happens all the time and no one cares. But heaven forbid a man use a woman's restroom, which I get. Makes sense. An actual man, like a cis or trans man. Trans women are women. Shouldn't have to say that, but add all of that up makes me anxious and stressed to be in public. Just think about it for a minute or two. And that anxiety is what I live. I know my renal issues could be worse, but they have also been a traumatizing headache. And for now, I don't see a doctor for them. I just take cranberry over-the-counter pills every day, and anytime I need an ultrasound there for some reason, explain I have a reflux, I can't help it, I do the best I can, and just deal with yet another nurse being annoyed at me for something I can't help. With these videos, not only am I learning things, I'm beginning to think I have shit wrong with me that, despite them knowing I was coming out messed up due to lead poisoning and checking me out at birth, was missed. Side note, I've noticed when talking about my disabilities and experiences being disabled, I often have to bring up that I'm trans because it ends up overlapping in some way. Intersectionality isn't just a buzzword, it's people's lives. I hope this is okay because this wasn't my original intention. My intention was just to share my Vacterl story, which I am, but I can't separate that from the fact I'm trans. They overlap too much. At least the big stuff for me personally is out of the way, the A and R. I hope I wasn't too confusing or all over the place. I know it's a lot. Life is a lot.